welcome to Bello and Ginetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Today, I am going to do a whips and faux video, and my Stash Down 2024, my final one. Now, I didn't do one in November, and then I said I would combine, that's all, folks. I would combine November and December. So I have written down what I have done. I haven't added it all up yet, but I thought I would just kind of talk to you about my projects, and then we'll go from there. So I have 4 whips and you are familiar with all of them. I still have the Wavy Waffle Stitch blanket. I'm hoping that I've put probably 6 rows into it since we last spoke, and it's upstairs and it is a beast to carry around, so I don't really have that to show you, but it's still upstairs. And like I said, I put probably 6 more rows into it since October, which, considering you have to go back and forth, it doesn't grow very quickly. I am trying to keep a very close eye on my sides to make sure that I'm not going all wonky like I did before. So that's also taking a little bit longer, because I'm making sure that I count every time to make sure I have the proper amount, so it doesn't go insane. And the fairy dust cowl, I am on the daisies still, the first section of daisies. I have not done much. Well, hold on, let me backtrack. The Wavy Waffle Stitch blanket is by Fiber Spider. I will, as I always do when I talk about my projects, I will put the link in the description box. It is a free tutorial on YouTube, but there is a pattern that I did pay for. It's not very expensive. And because I'd put it down for so long, I did have to go back and look at the pattern again and then watch one part of the tutorial again, because the ends, there's some things that you skip and I couldn't remember. So I'll probably have to do that again when I pick it back up, because the stitch across is not difficult, but remembering which part to skip so that I don't make it go crazy again is important. And then the fairy dust cowl, that's by Rosina Plain. I was working on it because my daughter wanted to have a blanket just like Sam's over at Mampas Makes. Even though, yes, I did explain to her that Sam is not keeping her blanket, I was cajoled into making it by my daughter. So I am working on it. It is still in progress. I have to be in the mood to work on it because it requires a lot of concentration, and right here at the end of the semester, that's hard, because there's so much going on. There's so much to wrap up at school, even though it's not quite the end of the semester, like grades aren't due until we come back. But for my job, there's a lot of paperwork. I don't have any help with the paperwork. I don't have any like anyone to lean on to say, hey, could you help me with this, because no one else knows how to do it. And that's not saying that they couldn't learn, but it's not their job. I'm the only person in my building who does what I do, so there's no one else to lean on. I don't have a team. I don't even have like someone I could say, hey, could you like just type this up for me? Because I wouldn't know where it goes. There's all these different forms that I'm supposed to use and all of that. And because I have to wait on teachers to give me things in order for me to do things, they also have very, very busy jobs. So I feel bad hounding them for things, but sometimes I have to, and then that delays me getting my stuff done. So we just wrapped up for winter break, and because everybody was doing all these different things, we did, I took the day, most of the day, and did some paperwork, which was much needed. I was able to catch up on a lot of things. Because it's not difficult paperwork, there's just a lot of it, and I have to do the same things for every single student, every piece of paper. I have to analyze, I have to scan, I have to file, I have to write multiple reports on each child, and then I have to bring that all before the committee whenever there's a meeting. So it's a lot, and we have a meeting coming up after winter break, so I want to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row, that everything is good to go. So trying to find time to work on things has been hard. Also, we still don't have any news on Nero. I'm recording this on Saturday, so it will be a week that he's been gone. He still hasn't come home. If that changes, of course, I'll update you, but I know I've gotten a couple more questions about if he's come back yet, and he has not. So, anyway, enough about that. The fairy dust blanket. I am using Stash for the most part. I have not yet had to break into the stuff that Kay sent me. I'm pretty sure I will when it comes to the border, because I'm going to do the border in the black that I'm going to do for the fairies. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to need that. But I am on the first part of the daisies. So I think, let me see, I think I took a picture. I'll look, and I'll tell you about the blanket while I'm looking. So I have, I'm using the Red Heart Hygge charm, and they're all in like star or starlight, comet, night sky, all sort of astronomy terms. So I had to make an adjustment, which I did talk to you guys about before, on the daisies, because I was going to use two kinds of Hygge charm, but that wasn't going to work out very well because it's thicker than the DK that I'm using, because I'm using Hayfield Spirit DK, and that is, oh yes, well, I've gotten a little bit farther than this, but I will show you. This is the last picture that I took. It's gonna turn. So that's part of the daisies there. And I've gotten a few more rows than that, but I decided to do the green with the purple Harmony, James C. Brett Harmony, and then when I do the next daisies, I'm gonna do the green with the blue, because the next one with the butterflies and the wands, I'm going to be using a silver and the Hayfield Spirit in Mystery, which is like a blue, gray, purple, white situation. So because this one already had the dark purple in the mushrooms, and then there was the green in the Hayfield Spirit that I used, the green and the purple were a nice blend I hope. We'll see how it goes. I could hate it. I have no idea. We'll see. But anyway, that is by Rosina Plain. I'm using a 4mm Clover Amour hook for that. And it'll just take however long it takes. I know, I think Sam's actually finished with hers, and she should have gifted it already, or she's going to gift it today in my world. Not in your world when you see this. I think she'll already have gifted it by then. And then I am also doing the Stag and Serpent cowl, and that has been put on hold. We are still in chapter 2. So this was a partnership that Kay and I decided to do together, and she had an injury and had to stop crocheting for a while. And that has been super hard on her. And you know, more than the crochet, I want to make sure my friend's okay. So, you know, I check in on her and she gives me updates, and she keeps apologizing, like, I'm so sorry, but I do not care. Do not care. Like, I want to do it, and I want to do it with her, but I don't care. You take all the time you need to heal, because for many of us, crochet is more than just a hobby. It's a way to relax. It's a way to create and craft that gives us our form of expression. And I would hate for that to be taken away from anyone who loves it as much as we do. And the same can go for knitting. I don't know how to knit, so I don't often put knitting in that, but any fiber arts, you know, if it's significant to you and it means a lot to you and you can't do it, that's hard, right? That's so hard. So, not to worry about that at all. I mean, I still have just a little circle, and it's upstairs. Let's see. I know I have a picture of the last one that I finished there. I can show you. And I am using, I'm looking because it was over there, but I think I pulled it all out. The Lagoon, I'm using Lagoon, and I don't remember the other. It's a British yarn, and it's like Sparkle or Twinkle or something. But this is as far as I have gotten on that. I'm trying to get so you can see. There we go. The colors are playing out beautifully. I enjoy it when we do work on it. The story is fantastic. Kelsey at the Knotting Shed has done a fantastic job. I mean, I'm only on chapter 2, but still, like, the depth that goes into the story. And I am in the Facebook group. I haven't looked at anything past chapter 2 for what they've been creating. And I think chapter 9 has already come out. So the way that it works is after the first of the year, she's going to give people time to catch up if they've fallen behind. And then she's going to do a best in show for the cowl after New Year's sometime. So, I mean, if you have time to knock it all out, you could probably still get it done. But I'm not in it for the I'm not in it for the speed, right? I just enjoying chatting with my friend and doing it together. So those are 3 of my whips, and we're 14 minutes in, and I have yet to actually physically show you any yarn. I'm about to, though, because with everything going on and not being able to focus on the mosaic and not being able to do the Stag and Serpent cowl, I have been working on my, hold on, this yarn is going to roll. Let me grab it. Okay. I have been working on my cardigan. So this is super exciting. I have gotten the majority of it done, you guys. And this is the Candy Tuft cardigan. It is a paid for pattern I found on Ravelry. But it is almost done. I am on the second sleeve. I'm finished with the first one. And the way that this sits on me, I can show you a picture before the sleeves. The sleeves come down to about here, and this is very stretchy, so I stopped because I know that this is gonna, this is bamboo yarn and bamboo and nylon, so you can make socks with it without having wool if you have a wool allergy, but it is very stretchy, so I actually had to have help in figuring out how to make this work because the number of rows were like it wasn't working. So I seamed it up all by myself though. I was very proud of myself. I seamed it up all on my own. And this does come and fold over a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind. So it's almost like a jacket in a way. But it is done. This is the, knocked my glasses off. This is the bottom piece here, and then this is where I had to split. You can tell the difference in how it crocheted up, and that's the balls of yarn. Guys, I tried to turn the balls and start them in different ways, and I mean, I don't mind it. It's still beautiful, and it all comes together because the sleeves still have that detail, and then it goes back into the stripes, right? And then the sleeve, like this one, still has some of that multicolor mix, and then there's some parts where it's going to be a little bit more solid, so it's all going to fit together just fine. I'm not worried about it. So I have to finish this sleeve, and then I have to, there is a detail, bead stitch detail that I need to put on here, and it goes all the way around. So it goes on the ends of the sleeves, and then it will go all the way around here. And this is what I have left out of 8 balls. So I don't think I'll have a problem getting the sleeve done because it's only 15, 16, 17, it's 18 rows. 18 rows for the sleeve. And there's not a number for the sleeve. It's however long you want to do them. And then I didn't want to do the bead stitch and then somehow run out of yarn and not be able to do it on the rest of them. So I just stopped, and then I will, I'm going to finish out this sleeve. I am on 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm on round 3 of the sleeve, and I just keep going. Like, I'm going to get to here, and then I'm going to chain 1 and turn around and go back the other way, come back and go around. So that way it doesn't, when I do things in the round, I tend to mess it up. So I, I try not to as much as possible. But by turning it, it gives the colors a chance to pool like this as they come around. So I am super excited that I am almost finished. And I think with this, because in each one of these there's like 490 something yards. I have it written down. 492 yards. 492 yards in each of these. So if I'm on round 3, then that means I have 15 more rounds to do for the sleeve. And they're not very big. I mean, it doesn't take very long to do them, right? So that'll be fairly simple. I can get done quickly. And then just the bead stitch detailing all the way around. So I think it's like single crochet to make it even, and then you do the bead stitch. So it's like one round of single crochet, and then you do the bead stitch detail, and that's the sweater. So I still have a lot of ends to weave in. I mean, they're all over the place, but that is wonderful, and it's very lightweight. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's so soft. So I am very excited to be almost finished with this. Finally, after I had to rip it all out and start all over again, which I cried. I was so frustrated, but it's okay because now it's gorgeous and I love it. It's not as gorgeous as it was before, but that's okay. And that's all my whips. That's it. So I did use 2 more balls of the, I did finish 2 more balls of the bamboo pop sock. So that's 492 yards times 2. And then I showed you guys some pot holders that I had made, and I made them for the lounge at work, and somebody saw them and they wanted some, so I made some more. And that was the Lily Sugar and Cream cotton is what I used, the 50-gram ones, and I ended up using 4 of them, and I wrote that down. It's 94 yards times 4. And then I have a super secret project that I'm working on, but I have one of the ball bands that I used here. I used 4 of these. Wendy, the Peter Pan Wendy yarn, the 50-gram skeins. I thought this was a DK weight, and it's not. It's a very, very thin sport weight. So I ended up having to hold 2 together to make what I needed. So I ended up going through 4 of these to make what I needed. But this is the shade 330, which is a white. But I didn't, the meterage nor the yardage is on these ball bands, so I had to look it up, and they're 246 yards a piece, and I used 4 of them. So I have that as well. And then hopefully I'll make some more progress on my other whips. I'm sure that something, I know I'll have some downtime over break. Tomorrow in my world, my son, daughter, and I are going on like one of those MWR trips, so like a bus trip, which will be exciting, and I'll get to share that with you all. I have no idea what all we're going to see. I mean, they give you a description, but they're not super detailed. Now, my son is going to do, there's 2 options. One option is to do a hike, have lunch, and see part of the town. The other option is to see some sort of show, I think, and then see some other parts of the town, have lunch, and then do the rest of the town. So the lunch portion is where we're going to meet up and go do the rest of it together, but we're all going to be on the same bus. So we'll essentially be spending the day together, but then be able to separate and do the things that we each like to do, because as much as I love walking around and looking at nature, a hike is not something that I can do. And I'm just getting used to that, right? It's just something that I have to deal with. hikes have never super duper been my thing, but I do like to walk around and be in nature. I mean, I like to see beautiful things and experience all of that, but the fact that you have to do some pretty arduous walking to get there, I just can't. I can't do that anymore. I can't even fake it. It hurts too much, so I just don't. And then we've been invited to a friend's house for Christmas Eve, and then we have some Christmas plans. But I will have some downtime to be able to do some crochet. So hopefully I won't have anything else finished. I'll finish the sweater. I know I will. I'll finish that, but beyond that, I don't think I'll have anything else finished before the new year, and that's okay. Because I did finish some things. I mean, I finished my super secret project. Well, my part of it anyway. And then I made the pot holders, hot pads, whatever you want to call them. And so I have been able to like snip something, weave in the ends, and be done with it, right? So that has been a good motivator to like, okay, I do something small, I get it done, I can work on more of my bigger projects. I know that I will have time to sit down and work on the mosaic some more, so maybe I'll do like a community tab post and update everyone. But I will have my advents that I'm going to be opening, so there will definitely be content for you all, so that you'll have somebody to keep you company during the holiday season. And I'm glad that I get to spend the time with you all. In and amongst all of the other things that are going on. Just being able to know that I can sit with you for a little while you clean or craft, or if you're riding in the car and you're able to listen and not watch, but listen. Because I know sometimes for me, if I'm taking a road trip or something, I need something. And sometimes music is too much, or if my daughter's asleep in the car, if someone's talking, that doesn't tend to wake her up, but the music going up and down and changing and all of that, that will wake her up. So by, crafting, not crafting, by listening to, not crafting and driving, no, by listening to a YouTube video or an audiobook or something like that, it's not as jarring. So wherever you are and your holiday journey, I hope that you are well and safe. And as always, I hope that you are doing what brings you joy. So I am going to do my stash down. And I'm just going to combine November and December because I don't know what I exactly finished when. So I'm going to give you the totals for November and December, and then I'm going to add up what I've used for the whole year. And I don't know if I'm going to use all of that. If I do, I'll update my total, but I don't think I'm going to use all of that yarn for the sweater. I think I'll end up having some left over. So we have 95 times 4. 246 times 4. That's interesting. Okay, so I did 492 times 2, and then 246 times 4, and it ended up being the same number, which was funny. Because they're double. Okay. I'm gonna stop being a nerd. Okay, so for November and December, I used 2,348 yards. And for a grand total, let's see. $356 plus 2,599 plus 2,142 plus 2,130, 1,218, 1,106, 400. Ooh, July was a slow month. And then again, I wasn't here. Ooh, so was August. Holy moly. 1,568, 3,985, 2,000. Oh, don't add that. I already added that. So here are all of my totals. And, oh, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that combines November and December, the first one. So that's 12 months for a total of 19,002 yards for the year. Okay, that is insane. So, thank you to Bridget for doing the stash down every year. I hope that it continues. It is a fun way to see how much you've used as you craft. And I hope that I can take part next year. I do plan to, but I hope that you continue it, Bridget. So with that, I will leave you. Be on the lookout for my Advent. I have decided I'm going to do 3 days at a time. Just because recording, editing, uploading each day would be a lot. And I want to keep with my Monday, Wednesday, Friday content if possible. So we'll see how that all pans out. But we're going to start with Wednesday on Christmas Day, and we'll do both Advents. I have decided, again, for the Fibers of the Forgotten, I'm just going to wait until after the new year to do that with you all. And who knows, maybe I'll make it just one big video where we open everything. What do you think? Let me know. Should I do separate days for that? Or should I just unbox it all at once? Just rip it open and do it. Because as I discussed before, it didn't come in time to start and do, because my plan was to have that for every day in the month of December as an Advent, and then pick up with my Happy Meal Advent for up to Epiphany. But that didn't work out. So let me know what you think. And as always, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!